Hello?
PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X.
Wait, what? Who's this?
Make your choice.
But I haven't even compared them. How am I supposed to?
You have 24 hours.
How's it going, everyone? Today we're comparing the upcoming next-gen consoles from Sony and Microsoft. In this video we will go over the design, spec sheet, exclusive games, launch date and pricing for each console. And by the end of this video, all your questions will be answered. So without further ado, let's get to it. We start off with the design of each console, and this is quite a polarizing subject. On the first hand, we have the more gamer-looking PlayStation 5, black and white body with LED lighting, a look that has inspired many memes and comparisons throughout the internet. And I gotta say that there are some pictures of a rumored black version that looks really good. The PlayStation 5 is great, and I'm talking about size. It is taller than any other console ever created, and it is confirmed to have two variants, the regular with the Blu-ray drive and a digital version which removes the optical drive altogether. It will feature a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A on the front, and even though we haven't seen the back of the console yet, we can expect to have an HDMI 2.1, Ethernet, PSVR port, and some extra USB Type-A or Type-C ports. And the storage will be expandable via an NVMe SSD slot. And then on the other hand, we have the more simple matte black box-style Xbox Series X, no pun intended. A particular geometric design that is just very minimalistic. And this one also worked nicely for some jokes, as you can see. The Xbox Series X will be taller and thicker than the previous Xbox One X. It will feature 3 USB Type-A, one on the front and 2 on the back, an HDMI 2.1, Ethernet and an expansion slot for extra storage sold by Microsoft. So, as I said, there are people that prefer the PlayStation design and others like the Xbox better. Which one do you like the most? Let me know in the comments. Now moving on to the spec sheet of these consoles, and here's where things start to get interesting. For the CPU, both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X will be powered by an 8-core 16-thread Zen 2 CPU from AMD with simultaneous multithreading. The only key difference is that the PlayStation 5 CPU will run at a max speed of 3.5 GHz, meanwhile the Xbox CPU will max at 3.8 GHz. This is a clear advantage in performance for the Xbox. For the GPU, both consoles will have a custom AMD RDNA 2 graphics card. The difference being that Sony's customized version of this GPU features 36 compute units running at 2.23 GHz, effectively delivering 10.28 teraflops of compute performance. Meanwhile, Microsoft's customized AMD RDNA 2 GPU has 52 compute units clocked at 1.825 GHz, which offers 12 teraflops of compute performance. Another clear advantage for the Xbox. The memory will be 16GB of GDDR6 RAM for both consoles, the difference being once again that the PlayStation 5 will have the 16GHz with a bandwidth of 448GB per second, meanwhile the Xbox will have 10GB of RAM with 560GB per second and 6GB with 336GB per second. The Xbox wins once again. And lastly, the internal storage will be, for the PlayStation 5, a custom 825GB SSD with a speed of 5.5GB per second. And for the Xbox, 1TB of custom SSD with a speed of 2.4GB per second. Here's where the PlayStation 5 really shines. So the specs show that the Xbox Series X is in theory more powerful than the PlayStation 5, but there are many factors to consider when talking about gaming performance in a console, like if the games are cross-platform or if they are console exclusive, because then you know that it will be developed to look and run the best in that console. That's a rather large topic to discuss now, so that's why we move on to the games you'll be able to play on these consoles. And this is what will really matter for most users. Okay, first thing first, the PlayStation 5 gets backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 4 games, and the Xbox Series X gets backwards compatibility with all the Xbox One games as well as selected Xbox 360 and the original Xbox titles. Now for the PlayStation exclusives that are already confirmed, check the video description for the trailers. Horizon Forbidden West, the second game of the Horizon saga. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, the sequel to the 2018 Spider-Man. Gran Turismo 7. The frustrating Demon's Souls PS5 remake. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Destruction All-Stars. Returnal, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure. So that is what we already know about the PlayStation 5 exclusives. And now to the Xbox. And the exclusive approach of Microsoft is that we won't get Xbox Series X exclusives for the first 2 years. This means that all the games released will be cross-platform with the Xbox Series X, the Xbox One, and also PC. And with that said, we move on to release dates. We officially know from Sony that the PlayStation 5 will release globally in time for holiday 2020. This means sometime between November and December, just like the Xbox Series X that it's confirmed to be released this November. And finally, for the pricing, neither Microsoft or Sony have announced what the price of their consoles will be, but still, leaks and analysts have predicted a retail price around the $500 price tag, which is $100 more than the PlayStation 4 retail price and the same as the Xbox One's launch price. So now search PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. Which one is the console for me? And even though the Xbox Series X looks better on paper, my honest answer is, pick the console that has the games you like the most and the ones you want to play. So that does it for this video. Thank you for staying until the end. I hope I helped you to decide which one will be your next console. If I did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And with that said, I'll see you very soon. Take care, guys.